Republican Congressman Brad Wenstrup, a member of the House Intelligence Committee. He served in the Army Reserves for 24 years, including a tour in Iraq where he was awarded a Bronze Star and Combat Action Badge for his service. Congressman, always good to have you with us. Thank you very much for being here. Your thoughts on this as we get a look at some of these documents and the charges here as all of this becomes more clear and I think more frightening in a lot of ways today.
Yeah, it really is more and more frightening as you look at it. And, here is a 21-year-old Massachusetts Air Guardsman. His job is cyber transport systems journeyman. He's supposed to install, configure, and repair systems. He's a lowly enlisted rank. And I'm not sure what clearance he actually had, but he certainly had access to way too much considering his rank and time and grade. And so they also have said that he was supposed to be at Fort Bragg, and they're saying he was never there. I'm curious as to whether he was activated or was he going through 2 weeks of training as a guardsman. His training should just be around simulation type of materials. There's more questions than there are answers, and they keep coming out every day. The question is, what was really the motive? Now, you touched on something before I came on, the effects of the lockdowns and the pandemic, and this group formed. Was he a 21-year-old just trying to impress them with the information that he could put out? And why were these documents, as reported, altered? What was the motive for that? We're concerned on the Intelligence Committee, too, that the media was aware of this before our Intelligence Committee was. But regardless,
we talk about the sloppiness. I think it goes to so many different levels, and I think it has really permeated so much of our functioning post-pandemic here. It seems like we're still really off our game in a lot of ways, and I think some of that is maybe reflected in this story. He had top secret clearance that was given to him in 2021. Then he also gained SCI, which is sensitive compartmented access as well, in 2021. So he had very sophisticated access. Here's Merrick Garland talking about this earlier. Watch this.
The Department of Defense is leading an important effort now to evaluate and review the national security implications, and most important, to conduct a review of the methods of access, accountability, and control procedures that the department has so that something like this can never happen again.
I mean, he's a fairly soft-spoken person in most situations, but does that give you a sense of confidence if you're at home watching this, that the government is all over this in the way they need to be?
No, it doesn't. And it's just all concerning, too. I just don't understand why this young man had that type of a clearance. 25 years in the Army Reserve in a deployment, and I was always at the secret level, not top secret, not no foreign. Now, on Intelligence Committee, I have all access, as you might imagine. But the military, through that time, I always had secret. Why did he have such a high level of clearance? This whole thing is very upsetting in so many ways because American lives and even the lives of our allies are on the line. Yeah. And this was a major, major breach of documents, of charts, of troop strengths, weapons that are being delivered. This began in early March. And where are we now? The middle of April, just finding out about it. That's very concerning as well. As you mentioned, it just seems sloppy. All the way across. I just don't understand it. And as an Intelligence Committee member, I know we're going to be conducting hearings and try and clean some of this mess up.
Well, that's the next question. It's my understanding that our intelligence agencies don't have a unit that is dedicated to screening these sort of darker areas of the internet all the time to see if something is out there. Doesn't it seem like that's something that we ought to have in 2023?
Yeah, it seems that we could have pretty strong search engines for the things like that we should be interested in knowing. And especially, how about anything that pops up that has no foreign on it or TSSCI on it? Why can we not be looking for these types of things? There are so many ways of doing it. Actually, this young man probably knows how to do that. And he certainly beat everything by doing this. The question is the motives. Is this a misinformation campaign? Was he active acting alone? Was he just trying to show off? We've got a lot of questions that need to be answered, and our systems definitely need to be cleaned up.
That is for sure. Our Jackie Heinrich reporting that the charges that he faces are the same that Edward Snowden faced in the past. So more on this as we get it in here this afternoon. Congressman Wenstrup, thank you. Always good to have you here, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So Geraldo